I was approached about a year ago by the producer Lawrence Bender. I had heard of him, I had never met him, but he called me up and he said he was working on this project, and we spoke for about an hour and about these issues of nuclear proliferation and what it meant and the consequences and so forth. Didn't hear back until, I don't know, some months after that. And he said, well, we're putting together a film. Would you agree to be in it? And I knew that the producing team was affiliated with An Inconvenient Truth, which had done such a magnificent job of getting people to talk about this. And so I said yes, and I was filmed, and I'm absolutely delighted to be part of a project that is not partisan in nature and has a great deal of resonance for me. Being affiliated with Countdown to Zero and the attendant issues around it has in fact made me, I've evolved to the point where I'm thinking, wow, my expertise can really be applied in another way. And it's very exciting. And it really is, this is a moment in time. When this film was first germinated, they just started tossing around ideas. Obama was not president. The whole issue of nuclear proliferation was not anything anyone talked about except in very obscure think tanks. And we're now at a moment where we have a president who has pledged that the long-term objective is, in fact, to go to a non-nuclear world. And the first step on that is there's a nuclear posture review, which was completed by the Pentagon last week. President Obama just held a summit in Washington, 47 countries, and almost all the nuclear nations, and start talking about first steps along that road. We need to secure the nuclear material that is out in the world today. How do you then move into verification? Ultimately, how to reduce the arsenal of all the countries, hopefully down to zero. The film is just one piece of a campaign. It is the first step to have people go, oh, this is something I hadn't really thought about, or if I have, it's always been pushed to the back because it seems that it is just too big. But as we saw with The Inconvenient Truth, individuals really can make a difference. And that's what I think is so exciting. We're in an era now with so many different venues of communications on the web, Twitter, film, that there, as we spoke about at the panel last night, different points of engagement, which I thought was a new way of looking at things. Issues like global warming, nuclear proliferation, on the face of it, are so intimidating and overwhelming. The individual feels, well, what can I do? How do I feel strongly about this, but what can I, as one person, possibly push back against? Around the film, Countdown to Zero, there is an entire campaign that has been developed and created and continuing to evolve over how people can become engaged. For instance, the producers have put together a team of college students that are spreading out all over the country, going to university, screening the film, talking to students, getting them engaged, very much in a grassroots effort.